We're in trances, going all to different places, different planets. Watch your aura pass me by, losing balance. What if we run out of time and second chances? Empty-handed, you love fast life.
Okay, Pops.
Go around to the right.
I see Piggee.
You see it?
Yeah, right here. I see the name Piggee.
That's my mama. You can go up here and park, or we can get out.
Okay.
You can park right up in here.
Okay, we're at park right here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which Lauren Funeral Home?
This is Richland
Cemetery. And we are visiting your families. Your family. Your mom and dad is buried here?
My mama and my dad, my son.
Your son is here too, Pop?
Yeah. And here's my son. Is this my mama and daddy?
It says Father Reverend McCoy and Mother Idell V.
Piggee. And
Piggee.
His somewhere right up in here. It's flat in the ground with his picture on it. That's my son.
Right here?
What is it? Got a picture on it?
WOODEFY son. It says son. Ronald?
No.
What was his name?
Here it is. It's right. They ain't cut the grass. That's when you can't see it. But his name is Mark Piggee.
Okay, so down here we have your brother. Is this the brother that
the
you
oldest
found
brother
in the apartment?
No.
Okay.
It's my oldest brother and his wife.
And his wife.
They're here.
God rest their souls.
What's that say? Lorenzo?
It said Lorenzo J.
And Zenobia. That's my brother and his wife, Zenobia. The brother I found in the army, the one in the army, he's over there.
Wow.
Yeah, this is where the Piggee group are buried.
Yes. I wish we could have seen their sons.
Yeah. He's right at my mama's them feet.
Oh, at their feet.
Uh-huh.
This says Laura S. and Marion L.
He's really close to them, my mom and them. It's a medal with his picture on it.
I don't feel anything.
What's that one in the ground right here?
Jamal, what does that say? I see the word son. What's his middle name?
Mark Allen.
No, that's not him. I wanted
January.
You to get me cleaning it. Yes, I wanted you to people to see me cleaning this out. Because we couldn't see it at first until I cleaned it out. Did you get me cleaning it at all? I cleaned him up for you. Cleaned him off so next time Pops could see him in the ground. We couldn't find him. It was covered.
There were so many people here when they were putting him in the ground.
Yes.
People wouldn't let him the kids wouldn't let them put him in the ground and cover him up.
Really, Pops?
It was cars. They had to get state police, city police. There were so many cars.
Yes.
He wasn't but 19. He wasn't but a kid himself.
Right. My son was 18, Pop, so I understand it. I feel your pain.
His girlfriend was Little Mark.
His girlfriend was when he got
killed.
Mm-hmm.
And we buried him in January, and his son was born in March.
Wow.
And that boy, him and his daddy look like identical twins.
Wow.
Oh God.
That must have been a moment for you just to see him.
Yeah, he's something. He's in the Air Force now.
Mm.
He went to college.
Mm-hmm.
He finished college at Indiana State.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, I said, hey, you do what you want, you're grown.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to tell him to be a pilot, go to school to be a pilot.
Mm-hmm.
So he's in Washington, D.C. now.
Wow. I know his dad is proud of him.
Yep. And we did a big thing with Mark's pictures and all of that when he was little and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He said, Granddaddy, is that my daddy? I said, yeah, that's your daddy. You think he in heaven? I said, yeah, he in heaven. I said, yeah, he in. My son Mark. I said, your daddy was something else. Let's go here and go to the left. You got my condolences.
That's what they told you?
He didn't make it.
He didn't make it. Why do they use that word? He didn't make it. That word stays in my head like Groundhog Day.
So that's what they told me. Mm-hmm. And then they said, do you want to wheel in his organs? I said, yeah. They took his eyes. They took his heart. Yeah, they took some of his skin because he had beautiful skin for a person that was burnt and stuff. They took all of his organs. That boy got so many people walking around here. Yeah. He didn't save their life.
For my son, they took his brain, and they've been used to do studies for in African Americans with depression and different kind of stuff. And when John Hopkins called me recently, they always called to thank me. They said that his brain, samples or whatever was the best that they've ever had, because he never did anything. He never smoked, he never drank, he never did drugs. He just wasn't he was so pure. 18 years old.
18 years old.
And your son was 19.
Yeah. He came to me one day, said, Dad, said, what? I don't want to go to college. I said, what the hell are you going to do? He said, I want to go to truck driving school. Uh-huh. I said, okay, how much it costs? Mm-hmm. He went and found out it cost $4,900. I went and got that money. He went to truck driving school. And wow. He was driving the truck. The baseball stadium?
Yes.
He's the one that drove for that baseball stadium.
Wow.
He wasn't old enough to go across the road yet. Mm-hmm. He wasn't old enough. Mm-hmm. And he was making money like me. He just bought a brand new car. That boy set my son up. And he killed him, shot him about 5 times.
Oh, wow.
Sure did.
Wow. So sorry for your loss, Mom. Sorry to hear that.
And same here with yours.
Mm-hmm. And it's strange how God kind of brings people together with those.
Yeah.
Because we sharing the same story, just in a different. What they got lost a different way, but it's the same story.
My wife and I had the 3 boys. Here at the right, make a left.
Your son's funeral?
Yeah. A couple of them are.
Mm-hmm. How old were you at the time when you lost him, Mark?
I was in the 60s.
Wow. But you know where you're blessed, Pops?
Yeah, because I got
you got a grandson, but you still got a grandson.
That's right.
I don't have that.
Look just like it.
I wish my God. I had a child. now, I remember telling the boys, "Oh, you don't have any kids where you too young." But now I wish that he had not listened to me and went and had a
Had a
baby.
baby. Come on, Jamal.
Thank you for tuning in to Let's Talk with Sandra today. I am once again with Mr. James Piggee, aka Coach, aka Pops. We have had the pleasure of Mr. Piggee giving us a tour of the city of Gary, Indiana, and sharing his life story with us to the best of his memory and ability. Unfortunately, today is our last day talking with Mr. Piggee, whom I'm going to miss so dearly, even though I see him all the time. And Pops, I have a picture here of the streetcars that you told us about on Broadway.
You know, Sandra, you bring back so many memories to me, and I love them because it's a situation where a lot of people don't remember the things that they've done when they were youngsters.
Yes.
And it's back a lot. And I really appreciate you
Thank you.
and Jamal, because you've been wonderful. You've been wonderful. And I wish everybody could see this. Everybody in Gary, Indiana, who was born, who was not born, could see this. And they see how Gary was
Yes.
opposed to now.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. I even have a picture here, Pops, of Gary, Indiana in the 1950s. Do you remember this is downtown Broadway?
Oh, Lord have mercy. Don't I remember that? I mean, I don't think I've ever been in a city
Yes.
that was as pretty as Gary was during Christmas time.
Oh, wow, Pops.
It was the most beautiful place you ever wanted
Really,
to go.
Pops?
Gary was beautiful. The streets was lit up. The street lights was lit up. People were shopping. All of the stores were lit up and dressed.
With the Christmas decoration?
With Christmas decorations.
Oh.
And then a lot of stores had things that you could buy for Christmas and buy for the winter time. It was just a beautiful city.
Yes.
People came from all over to visit Gary, Indiana, from Chicago, from Indianapolis, from Lafayette, just everywhere to be
Yes.
here in Gary, Indiana.
Yes. And you have those memories, Pops.
Oh, I have those memories. Will always be with me until they put me in the ground.
And I appreciate you sharing this, Pops, because I've not been a resident of Gary, just came here and just saw Gary the way it is. So my vision is just, this is Gary. But after speaking with you and so many others, I've learned that Gary has a history, and it was pretty, and it was beautiful, and it had life.
That's right.
And it can be that way once again.
It can be. And the thing about it is that a lot of people have been misled about
Yes.
Gary.
Yes.
They moved here, and the Gary is not what they thought it was.
Yes.
And the things that we had in this city, like the streetcar,
Yes.
and the Afro-American people couldn't go past 35th,
Yes.
and they couldn't live past 11th Avenue.
Yes.
These types of things. And people don't believe that Gary was that prejudiced, but we had fun.
Yes.
The black folks didn't care nothing about Horseman District or the New Orleans District. All they cared about was the Central District where Gary Roosevelt School and the projects were.
Yes.
That's what we cared about.
And it was peace.
And it was peace. Nobody was killing. Nobody was... Those are the type of things.
Yes.
If we had a killing a year in Gary, Indiana, back in those days, it was unusual.
Right. If you had a murder in the
Or one murder
So what
a
was
year.
crime rate like back then for real? Now
What
you're
no
talking
crime
about
rate?
that. There was no crime rate.
No. What no crime? I remember one person got killed, and he was done by a policeman.
Really?
Yes. But wasn't no killing. Wasn't no robbery. You could go away and leave your door open, and people wouldn't go in there
Yes.
in the Central District.
Yes.
Because we cared about each other.
Yes. It took a village.
That's right. Took a village to raise a child. And then the thing about it is that the kids in the Central District mind grown folks.
Yes.
You don't have to be your auntie or your mother or your daddy. If a person said, don't do that anymore, you're not going to do it.
Yes. Respect.
It's respect. And the Central District has
What is, when you say the Central District, Pops, what do you mean?
from 35th or 25th all the way back to 11th Avenue. That's the Central
That's
District.
the Central District.
That's right.
And you know what I think of, Pops, when I hear that? I hear, to me, it sounds like it was a square, almost like being boxed in.
Mm-hmm. Well, we were boxed in.
You were boxed in.
We were boxed in, but we didn't care.
Yes.
We had everything. We had our own hospital.
Yes.
We had our own fire station.
Yes.
We had our own restaurants.
Yes.
We had our own big grocery stores, clothing stores. We had our own furniture places that we
Yes.
went to.
Yes.
We didn't care about that kinds of thing. And in houses where they had 3 bedrooms, one family might live up there, might have 11 kids.
Yeah. Like you
And
said.
they lived
yeah.
in 3 bedrooms, along with the father and the mama.
And it was just,
And just that type of thing.
yeah.
It was just a beautiful situation. Only time the people came in the Horseman District, black folks came in more because they did housework for the white people.
Yes.
So the only time they went to Miller is that they did.
When you say the Horseman District, Pops, what?
This is the Horseman District.
This
I
is
live
the
in.
Horseman
District.
on Taft Avenue.
All the
Taft
way
Street.
it's all the way from Broadway
From Broadway?
back to Klein Avenue was the Horseman District. From 3rd Avenue all the way back to 11th Avenue, that's the Horseman District.
Yes. Yes. Wow, look how times have changed.
Your time has really changed. You had the Lew Wallace District, you had the Horseman District, you had the Edison District, you had the Emerson District.
And were those districts named after a person or a school? Because I know the schools were named
Basically after the school.
after the schools.
In the Miller District, it was the work school.
Wow.
That's the high school.
Yes.
Over on the east side, on 7th Avenue, 8th, 9th Avenue, that was the Emerson District.
Yes.
And on 35th, going back north, that was the Lew Wallace District.
Wow.
And in the Central District was the Roosevelt and Frable District. Woo!
That's your alma mater.
That's where I graduated
That's where
from.
you graduated.
And then the projects.
Yes.
People love the projects.
Really?
And the thing about it,
They took care of their homes?
they took care of their homes and everything in the project. And a lot of the project students became very successful.
Really?
They became doctors,
Yes.
lawyers,
Yes.
principals in the schools. Later in life, like in the 80s, 70s, 80s, and the 90s, those people became very professional.
Yes.
So, we took care of each other.
Yes. Yes.
We took care of each other. I was so mad because they wouldn't let my father live in the projects.
Really?
All the pretty girls lived in the projects. I want to be one of them honeys in the projects.
No, Pops, you didn't.
I told you, I used
Now
to go.
that you know what they call them now, Pops?
What?
Hood rats. The
No
disrespect, yes.
And see,
They
the
call
thing about
women from the project
Sandra,
hood rats. That's such disrespect.
the thing about it is that the people respect each other.
Yes.
And it's just like I was telling you. We didn't have no murders.
Yeah.
We didn't have. If we had anything, it'd be a fight, and that was it.
Yeah. Put up your dukes.
You put up your dukes, and that was it. And then you were best friends the next day.
Yes.
And the thing about it, even the white people had respect for us.
Yes. You had respects for each other.
Each other. The white people even had respect for the black people.
Yes.
Because we played them in basketball, we played them in football, that kind of thing.
Yes.
At the Memorial Auditorium, the white people would come here, like at the Calumet, and they would play at the Memorial Auditorium.
Yes.
And that was in the White Emerson District.
Yes. What years? What year were you
Oh.
talking about in this?
Oh, back, you had the Santa Claus. We all came to Memorial Auditorium for Santa Claus. They had big graduations there. At City Hall, all of the high schools put their cap and gown, and we walked down Broadway.
I heard about that too, Pops.
Yeah, we walked down Broadway. We graduated at Memorial Auditorium.
Yes,
Those are the types of things that we have.
yes. And I'll ask you, Pops, what would you like to see for the future of Gary?
To come back,
When you say come back, what do you
come back, let Gary be like it used to be. A downtown Gary, where they had stores where the people could go to.
Yes.
We didn't have to run to Maryville. We didn't have to go to Hammond
Yes.
to shop. We stayed in Gary. They came here to shop. And Gary has the opportunity to come back because white people are moving back to Gary. Because white people like all this water. And that's what Gary has. They have the lakes.
So we have the opportunity to have I want to say not co-ed, to have the because I guess at one point the white population moved away from Gary.
They did.
So right now we have the opportunity to have a more universal, let's call it that, setting in Gary again with our white folks, black folks,
Hispanic
Hispanics,
people,
just a community, a community of grace.
See what happened in 1968. It was 3 men, 2 white and 1 black, running for mayor of Gary, Indiana. Okay, because the whites outnumbered the blacks. The whites divided their votes among the 2 white men that was running for. And the black people voted for the black man. And the black man won. And the white people could not see a black man being their boss.
In your opinion?
In my opinion. Because the black mayor tried to integrate too quickly. He tried to integrate horseman right away. He tried to integrate Miller right away.
Yeah.
He tried to integrate Glen Park right away.
Yeah.
And the white people said, no, we're not going to have this. And I've heard them say this personally with myself.
Yes.
So the
They
white
weren't
people
ready
moved.
for the integration.
Right. They moved to Maryville. That's where the white people. And when they moved, they took all this stuff with them.
Wow.
They took the Sears with them. They took the Goldblatts with them. They took the Cornets with them. They took the Palace Show. They took all of these things that's still standing in Gary.
Empty. And
Empty.
tore down.
Right. Run down.
Run down.
They took it with them.
Yeah.
So that's the way life goes.
Yes.
But now, since the airport is coming back to Gary, Indiana, and some other little things coming back, all these truck stops and truck companies, they're coming back to Gary. The white folks are moving back to Gary. And one of the reasons I say the white folks are moving back, because of the water. White folks like water. Black folks can care less about the water. But the white folks go to swim. They go have motorboats. They go have these types of things. And they're coming back. Just like with the airport. This is what they want. Right here in this neighborhood, white live there. White live down there. They're coming back to Gary, Indiana.
And I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's a great thing.
I think that's
all
a
you
good
have to
thing.
do is look down Fifth Avenue. The trucks running down there like they, I mean, they flying down this way. Methodist Hospital is still there.
Yes.
Okay. They changed Mercy into the police station.
Yes.
And we got a lot of white police because they come here and learn how to be a police. Then they move away. The white police still move away. They go to Hobart. They go to Valparaiso because they come to Gary and learn how to be, because they
get training. So they get trained here.
They get trained because of the crime that's done. So they come here and get the training, and then they go to their place to live. And so consequently, when when you show these movies to people, they're going to say, was that Gary? Or was this, this kind of thing.
Yeah.
I used to go to Chicago. I used to catch the bus that goes to Chicago for about 20 cents, 25 cents.
Yeah.
I go all the way to Chicago.
For 25 cents
on the
bus.
On the city
And
bus.
that's like a 2-hour, 3-hour ride on the bus or an
Oh,
hour?
no, it takes about an hour to go down Fifth Avenue
Yeah.
and turn and go down, and that's it.
Now there's hardly any buses.
That's right.
Now there's hardly any public transportation.
Public
really.
transportation anymore. And back in those days, we didn't have the toll road. We didn't have we didn't have the toll. We didn't get the toll road until in the 50s.
Yes.
Because I knew my brother's best friend got drowned out there where they were building the toll road.
Really?
He got killed. Irby.
Wow.
That's right. I was there swimming, in the swimming holes and stuff like that, learning how to swim, trying to learn how to swim. You got drowned.
Wow. That's sad.
Mercer
Sorry for his
Irby.
loss.
Mm-hmm.
And then besides Pops, also you are an active member of several organizations here
Yes,
in Gary
I am.
that you have been a member of for years, and they would be
The NAACP is one.
NAACP, which we're both members of.
Of now?
Yes.
The Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity,
Yes.
Gary Alumni Chapter.
This is where are we? We looking at the Kappas. I had a picture of the Kappas here.
Gary got a lot of Kappa.
Oh, look how large this is.
That's why we had a convention.
Hold that for me, Pops.
We had a convention here. And they came from Illinois, all over Illinois and the suburbs of Illinois to Gary for this convention.
Wow.
And you'd be surprised at the number of different organizations that Gary has.
Yes.
And I'm on the board for the Gary Community School,
Excellent.
where I used to be a employee
A
of.
teacher, now you sit on the board. Isn't that good?
Yeah.
That's
I
good.
used to be a teacher, a coach, and a principal
Yes.
in Gary. And then I got elected to the Calumet Township Board.
Oh, wow.
And that's a really big board.
Yes, and I have seen you at work there.
And see, the thing about it is that there's so many things that can go on in a city. But you got to have support.
Yes.
And the thing about it, I traveled all over the United States when I was a teacher at Horace Mann. I was over a program called DOORS,
Yes.
Developing Options and Opportunities for Responsible Students. That's where I taught students how to interview for a job,
Wow.
how to dress,
Wow.
how to go in and wait till a person tell them to have a seat,
Yes.
those kinds of things. Then I traveled, they sent me to Detroit to look at their school system. They sent me to Louisville, Kentucky,
Really, Pops?
which is the best school system in the whole United States. And
At that time.
At that time.
At that time.
Louisville is still.
Really?
They had magnet schools there.
Wow.
They had 22 magnet schools. And I went there to study their magnet school concept. And UPS is the hub. And the kids, the students that was in high school, after they finished school in the daytime, they would go to work.
Really?
At the UPS, yeah. And I knew one guy.
The high school students?
The high school students.
Really?
Right. They worked at different places. Some of them worked at the fire station.
Wow.
Some worked at the police station. These are students now.
Right.
Some worked at the police station. And then some of them had a school that was set up like a courthouse.
Wow.
And the students went there and worked.
Wow.
And it had 22 schools. And only one regular school, the rest of them was magnet
schools.
They learned how to fly planes there.
Really?
They learned how to work on planes there. Yes, I was so impressed
Yes.
that the fellows who did it, the magnet school, were black fellows.
Wow.
That's
amazing.
It was in Louisville,
That would be
Kentucky.
an awesome concept to be nationwide.
Nationwide, there was #1 school. They had schools with the performing arts. They travel all
Yes.
over the world to
Yes.
do performing
They
arts.
actually, in DC, my kids coming up attended magnet schools, and the performing arts that support that's in those schools are awesome.
That's
They
right.
traveled extensively,
all
singing
over
and
the right,
performing.
all over the world.
Right.
They Louisville had students that go to Italy. They went to Greece.
Right.
They went to France
Right.
and performed.
Wow.
And
Yes.
then let me tell you about their civil service.
Mm.
They had a school, a civil service school. They taught the kids how to be police, taught the kids how to be state troopers,
Wow.
and taught the kids how to be firemen.
Wow. Now, you know what? You should say that. That's something that I strongly believe. I strongly believe that our police officers, firemen, etc., if they were to get involved with the schools more,
Right.
and even do ride-alongs with the kids, and give them a chance to be cadets, police cadets, and they would have more respect for the work that these police officers and the firemen, etc., do, and give them a different outlook on that. Just like we have JROTC, you know, that develops
We
a
have-
certain kind of character.
Right.
And then you would have more black kids more inclined to maybe graduate and become police officers
Well, in
or
every,
fighters.
in every school in Gary, high school in Gary, we had ROTC.
Yes, and that's nationwide. ROTC's everywhere. So you should also have, especially I think in this climate, with the crime rate being so high with our youngsters, a lot of times it's because they are bored and there's nothing for them to do, but they think what they're doing is cool. But if they will be able to become police cadets,
Well,
and
let
do
me share this with you. In some cities in the state of Indiana, they didn't just have the Army ROTC. They had Air Force ROTC in this area,
Right.
and they had Navy ROTC.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had all different types of ROTC. In Maryville, they had the Air Force ROTC, and they also had the Navy and this and that. And it was so conducive
Yes.
up in this area.
Yes.
And like I was finished telling you, after I left, I did the Doors program. I had to go to Washington, D.C. and speak
Really?
in front of people about the Doors program here
Okay.
in Gary, Indiana.
Okay.
People came from Louisville and everybody to see the Doors program.
Wow. That's amazing.
It is. And see, you can teach kids how to do certain things.
Yes.
It's just like I tried to get Westside High School to start a program like the Doors program, where they go to school. The seniors will go to school in the morning, and then they go to work in the evening.
Wow.
UPS is not too far from Westside.
Yes.
The airport is only about 5-10 minutes from Westside. The hospital, the kids can go there and learn how to teach X-rays. They're
Help
taught
take care of
X-rays,
the patients.
phlebotomy. Those are the kind of things these students need to learn. And at the Career Center, they taught a lot of these things. And then the special ed kids, and I was dealing with the special ed. I was over special ed a lot. And I taught them how to use the machine to clean hospitals.
Yeah.
You know, the big
Wow.
machines. And
Really,
I taught-
Pops?
That's right. I taught the kids, I sent them to the Gary Area Career Center so they could learn how to clean the hospitals
Wow.
and stuff and make a living.
Wow. So you have definitely, I would say, left a legacy behind. One that I'm proud of. And honored to even be in your presence.
Number one, I want to share another thing with you.
Yes.
When we had the Boys and Girls Club on 15th Avenue, I taught swimming.
Did you, Pops?
I taught swimming.
You need to
Coach,
teach me because I don't know how to swim.
I taught one Coach Johnson and I taught swimming. We had the YWCA,
Yes.
the Coming. We had the Boys and Girls Club. And we had 250 kids.
Really?
We had the starting at 7:30 in the morning, we had the diaper dolphins.
Oh, really,
That was
Pops?
brand new babies. Brand new babies. But their mamas had to go with them and get them in the water.
Yes.
Because babies are not afraid of water.
Wow.
Then the next class, we had the Dolphins. We had diaper Dolphins, then we had the Dolphins. Then we had the intermediate Dolphins. Then we had the advanced Dolphins. And then we had over 250 kids in one summer. We taught how to swim.
That's amazing.
Ain't that amazing?
That's amazing.
We taught kids how to swim all over. These kids were so good when they had the Boys and Girls Club at white communities like Hobart and places like they wouldn't swim against us.
Because the kids were good.
Just right. We had Hammond. Now Hammond was good because we taught those kids how to swim.
How many swimming pools do we have in Gary right now? I don't believe we have any.
One.
Which
Westside High School. And the
Westside High School, is it open? The pool you talk about?
I think it's fixed.
Oh, wow.
And then we had the one out here in Towson Park. They got one out there.
Okay, so we have
We
two
used to have
pools.
swimmers. We had at least 20 to 50 pools in Gary at one time.
Wow.
Every park in Gary had their own swimming
Had their
pool.
own swimming pool.
Up there where we were by the Stewart House,
Yes.
there was a swimming pool across the street over there.
Yes.
We had pools. Every community had their own swimming pool.
Wow.
Horseman community, Edison, Westside community, Roosevelt community. Every community had their own swimming pool.
Yes.
Every kid in Gary used to know how to swim.
That's amazing.
It's amazing. That's right.
Yes.
And these things could come back. I don't converse with the mayor that much anymore. I just don't converse that much with the mayor anymore. That's just me. But people still come and say, Mr. Piggee, can you do this? Mr. Piggee, can you do that? Even the charter school people. I was on the board at one time for the 21st Century Charter School. Those kinds of things.
Yes.
And that's another thing that's hurt the Gary schools. When they sent the state to take over, that killed Gary.
Wow.
That killed Gary. Gary was one of the top schools in the whole United. Japan came here and Germany came here and modeled their school system after Gary.
Wow. That's
Had
amazing.
pictures of them and everything. But see, we're still black. Excuse my terminology, but we're still black. And the people down in Indianapolis are white. And they just don't want us to outdo them in nothing.
In your opinion?
That's in my know-how. That ain't no opinion. You've been here long enough to know that the people. That's the reason we have an NAACP that's going to Lafayette, Indiana. We went to Muncie before, Indiana. We went to Indianapolis before, and it's just a different situation.
Yeah.
It's a whole.
And we'll pray, that things do get better.
Well, go ahead.
And times will change. And I'm looking at your picture, and this is Gary Roosevelt High School class of 1956,
That's
55th
me.
class reunion.
That's me.
I see Pops right there with the beard.
Yep.
Pops, you look so different.
Class of 56. And you know what? I was on the phone with some of my classmates, and we wanted to see how many are still living, of us are still living.
Really, how many are still alive living?
It was 244 graduated with us.
Yes.
I bet you we don't have 50 people still living.
Really, Pops?
I bet you we don't have 50 people.
That is still a living.
They're
That's
still
something.
alive.
Oh, I wish I could talk for them all. Because I know they
There
have
was
stories to tell.
244 graduated with us.
That's a large class.
240.
For back then.
That's right.
Yes.
That's
That's
240.
awesome.
When we moved over here, you know how many people were graduating from West Side?
How many?
900.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
When West Side was built in 1968, and then they had a lot of white and Hispanics go there, and they were graduating. Lou Wallace was graduating 6 600. Wirt was graduating that many. These schools was graduating a lot of people. They were mixed. They had Hispanics going here. They had the blacks going there. They had a lot of whites still here. That type of thing.
Right. And you know what, Pops? I keep saying it. I strongly believe that Gary's going to get better.
I do
Gary's
too.
because I keep saying I'm seeing all the new stores that are starting to open up. The new vision for our younger generation that's down Broadway, starting down Broadway, and it's working its way up. And I have hope for Gary. And I also this is my opinion, I personally like the leadership of our current mayor, Jerome Prince. I believe that he has vision. And if we all come together and work together, we can get things done here in Gary.
You know what I like about you?
Yes.
We don't all agree with the same thing.
Yes.
I mean,
Absolutely.
because we're grown.
Yes, that's right.
And we are an adult. And we ain't all got to agree
That's right.
together.
Absolutely.
That kind of thing.
But we can agree to disagree, but we
right.
can come together to make it
To make it
change.
happen. That's right. And
Put your opinion to the side and come together and do the work.
I'm going to share something else with you. I was the first principal that had outdoor graduation in Gary, Indiana.
Really, Pops?
Right here.
Right here.
The Lou Wallace, is that Lou Wallace?
This is, yes, the first outdoor graduation?
I was the first one to have outdoor graduation.
Wow.
The 6 years I was there, you know how many outdoor graduation we had?
How many?
We had 3.
Wow, that's
And
amazing.
and the reason we didn't have all of them is because of the weather condition that day. So we went in the gym. We had one in the gym one time. We had one in the auditorium one time.
Wow.
But the rest of them was outdoor. Outdoor
Yes.
graduation.
These are your students.
That's right. Westside had never had it. Roosevelt had never had it. Emerson never had it. Horseman had never had it.
And you
I
were
was the first one at
the
Emerson.
principal of Lou
Wallace.
Wallace
I was
High
one of the
School.
principals at Lou Wallace. And we were the first one that had outdoor graduation. It was big. And no problem or nothing. It was big and beautiful.
Yes.
Outdoor there. It's the way we had it done. The teachers participated. They had cap and gowns.
Oh, wow, I see.
The teachers had cap and gowns,
Yes.
just like the students. The girls had yellow. The boys had black. That's the colors.
Yes.
Black and gold.
Black and gold.
And the teachers, they had big they put big stands where there were speakers and the principal sat. Okay? The teachers sat on the side, and that's, the girls sat at an angle on this side, the boys sat at an angle on this side. In the first 2 rows was our valedictorian and our salutatorian. Okay?
Yes.
They sat together.
Yes.
Okay? And the ministers, my speakers and everything, sat up on. Okay? We marched in. The girls marched in. We marched in together. The girls were on this side, the boys on this side, and they knew where they was going to sit.
Right, kind of like they've
coming
adapted
in.
now.
And then, when I went and bought balloons for every graduation student.
Did you, Pop?
Well, the girls had black balloons, the boys had yellow balloons.
Really? That's so amazing.
When their names was called up, when they came up, each student got a balloon.
Yes.
And when they said, you are now alumni of Lou Wallace High School, they let them go.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's really good. I tell you, I had some vision
Yes.
with everything that I did, and it came in and it worked out.
Yes.
It sure did.
And
Did I ever tell you Lou Wallace had a bank?
no, inside the school?
Yes.
No.
You want to see the picture of it?
Sure.
Do you want me to get up and get it now? Or? It's right over there in that green, on that
You won't
the
get
Lou Wallace School. We had a bank first, Fifth Third Bank. It's on Ridge Road. I made every student in that school join the bank.
Really, Pops?
Freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors.
Really?
Freshmen, you could start off with $5. We banked every Wednesday. Every student had to bank.
How much?
They made the teachers bank.
How much do they have to bank every week?
$3, $5, $2, this
Yes.
type of thing.
Yes.
And so they made the teachers bank in the principals. One year they came to me so much. When school was out, I had $35,000
Really,
in the
Pops?
school bank.
And what did the students do with their money?
They couldn't bother their money until they graduated.
It was insane. Really?
They couldn't bother their money until they graduated.
So it was a savings account.
Yeah, tell them how to do this type of stuff.
Oh, wow. Does it say the Bank of Lew Wallace?
That's right.
The Bank of Lew Wallace High School, Gary, Indiana. That's so awesome.
They came from all over Illinois, all over Indiana to see that bank.
Who ran the bank?
This lady here, she's dead now. Miss Eichelberg, right there.
She ran the bank?
She ran the bank. She was from
Along with the students?
Along with the student. The student was was the president of the bank. She was just the teacher.
Wow.
The students ran the bank. These white people are, and these people up in here are the people who ran the regular Fifth Third Bank.
Right here.
Let me show you.
Mm-hmm.
These are the people.
Gotta hold it up.
Oh, these are the people who ran the bank. That's Miss Johnson. You see a white fella?
Right here.
And then this lady here. They were
actually employees of the bank.
Right.
They opened up, you all formed one in the school. And that's you, Pops.
Yeah, me and Mrs. Upshaw and Weaver. We were the administrators. And these were the students who ran the bank. Each one of them it was a big room, and they had it made just like a bank. And each student had their own window, their own computer,
Wow.
their own bank.
That's an awesome concept.
When a lot of those kids graduated, they didn't have to pay no class dues.
Yes.
They didn't have to pay for the prom or nothing because they had their money.
They had their money.
We had kids as much as $5,000 and $6,000 when they graduated.
Wow, that's an awesome concept that we need to adapt in our schools today. Every high school should have a bank.
Should have a bank and teach those kids how to save money and how to bank money and stuff like that.
Yes.
And you know that bank used to hire half of those kids in the summertime?
Wow.
They used to hire those kids.
That's amazing.
Add to the regular bank now. I'm talking about it's the regular bank.
Yes.
And it was so beautiful. When those kids came in there as a little freshman, I took them to the auditorium because each administrator had a class. One principal had the freshmen, one principal had the sophomores, another principal had the juniors and the seniors. And when my class graduated, if I had juniors and seniors, their class graduated, this class would move up.
Wow.
And then the new freshmen would come in.
Yes.
Another principal would take that.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had things that way. And Gary needs that now. I tried to get him to open a bank at Westside this year.
That would be an amazing concept.
I tried to get him to open the bank this year.
Maybe they'll do it. Maybe there's something.
Well,
that they
I tell you what,
if they have a corporation, if they get corporation from a bank that was willing to participate.
When my mother passed,
Yes.
we went into her stuff. I had my bank book from Gary National Bank when I was in the third grade.
Really, Pops?
I still got it. And guess what? Guess how much was in there?
How much was in there?
A quarter.
Are
That's
you
what I was
serious?
banking. That's what I was. Oh, yeah, we were poor.
Yes.
We were poor back in them days. Banking the poor in the whole day.
But she was teaching
wait a minute,
you how
that's
to
how much I
bank.
had. That's the teacher was teaching us that in the second and third and fourth grade.
Yes.
And you know how much I had in my bank? That's how much money I had in my bank book was a quarter or 50 cents, something like that. With how much money? I had $2.50
Wow.
in the bank. It's still in there.
Yes.
In the Gary National Bank, it's still in there. I'm going to find that bank book and I'm going to show it to you.
I'd love to see it. That's amazing. That's amazing.
It's a little brown book. That kind of, but these kids, when they graduated from Lew Wallace, some of them had 4,000 or 5,000.
Yes, they can do.
And And then some had enough money to enroll in college.
Yes.
And then they didn't have to pay for the class dues. They didn't have to pay for this. They didn't have to pay for because they had that money.
Yes.
And then every year we had dress up day.
Mm-hmm.
Dress up day for the seniors.
Yes.
Your kids coming there looking like they just come out of a nightclub.
Not a nightclub.
I'm telling you the truth. And then they had Twins Day.
Mm-hmm.
Two of the friends,
Right.
they dress up
They do that kind of stuff in Princess Anne, Maryland, in the high schools out there.
In the high schools, that's what they had here.
Yeah, my sons could attest to that because they did all that.
We
Dress
did
up
all
day,
of that
Twins
kind
Day.
of stuff. We had Twins Day, we had Dress Up Day, and this
Then you
and
have
that.
professional dress
Dress
day.
up, I started a program here when I was the principal at the middle school before I went to the high school.
Mm-hmm.
I took all male luncheon. I took every male in the school to lunch.
Yes.
The janitors, security,
Really?
the teachers, and everything. I had 10 busloads of students.
Really, Pops? Where did
I
y'all
took
eat?
them at the Genesis Center.
Oh, when
You know
the
where we
Genesis
at?
Center was open.
When it was open. I asked the boys around the school, what do y'all want? We want hamburgers, we want French fries, we want potato chips, we want pop, and we want strawberry cake.
Yeah.
And you know where I got the money from?
Where?
I went to different places, like on Grant Street they had the Ford place.
Yes.
I went out there and got money from them. I went to different places, funeral home.
And
they
asked
gave
for
me
donations.
money. Made donations. You know what it cost me for the food?
How much?
$3,200.
Wow.
It was all male lunch. I was the first one to do that. All
Yes.
male luncheon.
That's amazing.
Then when I left Pulaski and went to Lew Wallace, I took it out there. I had all male lunch. They had to dress up. They had to dress up because I brought the man over the airport. He was a speaker.
Yes.
Darren Washington was a minister. He
Yes.
was a speaker.
Yes.
The mayor was a speaker. Karen Freeman Wilson was the mayor then. She was a speaker. And with no women in there, with no women in
It's just for men, gentlemen.
Just the gentlemen. When the woman came in and spoke, like the superintendent of schools,
Yes.
she was a woman.
Yes.
She came in and spoke and left.
Yes.
I sent her out of there. Or the mayor, she came in and spoke. I sent her out of there. Nothing but men
Yes.
spoke up there at Lew Wallace.
Yes.
We had busted. And guess what the girls did?
What?
All female luncheon. Them heifers was clean. Guess what they did?
They did a
Miss
female
Eichelberg,
luncheon.
the woman over the lunch,
Yes.
she was over there. Guess what they did? They went to IU and spoke. Had the president of Indiana University speak to them.
Oh, wow.
And then that kind of stuff. Then they went to lunch with nothing but males in the school.
Yes.
That's right.
That's
I took a
awesome.
lot of stuff. I've had so much vision.
Pops, thank you so much for sharing from the bottom of my heart. You gave me an education. You gave me a vision of things that I can see for the future, not only for the schools, but for Gary. And I hope that everyone that's watching, everyone that tunes into the show will take something from this. If you're younger, take something from this. You know, it takes a village, and Pops definitely left a legacy.
And you know what? I appreciate this. This is something that people really need to see.
For the interview.
Okay, sweetie. Okay, sweetie.
Thank you, Pops.
We're in trances, going off to different places, different planets. Watch your aura pass me by, losing balance. What if we run out of time and second chances? Empty hands.